Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Geek Center. My name is Corey Morset. I'm the Right Honorable Geek Minister of the Movie Trivia Face-Off. And tonight, I am being joined by not one, not two, but three of my favorite competitors in the Movie Trivia Face-Off. It's the League of Shadows. Let's welcome Mark the Maniac Kamier, Joe Hot Fuzz Farrelly, and Ruben the King Slayer Cologne. How's it going tonight, gentlemen?
It's going pretty good, just relaxing, preparing, studying as much as possible because I don't know when this is going to air, but around 20-ish days, we're all going to be in a big bloody feud, and all of us are going to be going for that title, and I'm excited.
That's right. There's no friends within World War Geek, but right off the hop, I got to ask you guys, normally there's four of you in the League of Shadows. One of you is missing and is kind of conspicuous by their absence. Maybe tell us where Nick Tuhig is.
Coronavirus. Well, we had a discussion. Look, Nick Tuhig is a great player. He's a geek powerhouse. The problem with Nick, he's just not evil enough to be in the League of Shadows. And some people might see that as a good thing. We didn't. And unfortunately, he has left us.
Oh.
He is gone.
Sometimes the dark is just too much for people to take, and that's fine. Best wishes to him, but it is what it is.
Well, that's kind of surprising news. Right off the hop, we have a little breaking news here in the Movie Trivia Face-Off. So, does that mean that the League of Shadows is going to be recruiting anytime soon?
Yeah. I won't speak for all of us, but we're all kind of looking. We're champions. We're all champions here. Right now, I might be the only one with the belt around I might be the only one that has a belt around my waist, but at some point, all of us will be champions, and we're top-tier players. So we're looking for other top-tier players and people that aren't afraid.
Well, like you said, top-tier players, the three of you are in the top 10 in the Geektacular rankings. Of course, Mark Kamier ranked number 7th currently, Ruben Cologne ranked number 5, and Joe Farrelly ranked number 4.
Chad, I really like your high school picture.
You're all going to have fantastic opportunities for a title coming up here in World War Geek, but that's not the main reason you guys wanted to come on the show this week. Last week we had Adelaide Spence and the members of Fetus Cult on the show, and they had some things to say to the League of Shadows, and you guys wanted an opportunity to respond. So, Ruben, Mark, and Joe, the floor is yours.
If you wanted the class of 93, there's...
Oh, boy. You want me to take this one, guys? Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, all the jokes in the world need to be made about Fetus Cult. I mean, I would give you a quip, but I think the name is the joke. So there's nothing quippy I could ever come up with that's going to match the ridiculousness of that. And then second of all, okay, so Fetus Cult is a big group of young children, young buddies. They're all together. They're you know what they're like? I watched their promo. And the promo was basically, you remember when you were a kid in grade school and it was a new school, you didn't know anybody, but you happened to see some neighborhood kids that you don't particularly like, but they're the only people you know because it's scary meeting new people. Oh, other people are scary. I can't be in a group with new people. What if they don't like me? Oh, but I'm familiar with these other people, so let's form a group because we're familiar. It dictates nothing about their playability. They're just children fumbling for friends, and none of them have friends, so they all have to band together and be their own friends. It's cute, really. It's cute. I think if I have to put a word for the promo and for the group, it's cute. And if that sounds condescending, it's supposed to. Yeah, and that's all I got.
I mean, I have words, but if anyone seen me play knows how I do things, I definitely like to save my words for promos and for the ring. I do have some quips, but I'm definitely keeping those close to my chest for now. But I will say, looking at the people they've recruited some good players. I think the only person there that's worth anyone worrying about is Thomas Scully. I mean, he's the number 2 ranked competitor. There's a threat there, and to be honest, if that faction has any sense, they'll be putting all their eggs in that basket because he's their only threat.
That's another thing. I kind of feel bad that they had to drag poor Scully into this whole group. And you saw the promo. He didn't even want to be there. He's taking a nap. He's using this pandemic as an excuse to take a break from classes, to get his naps in. I understand the power of the nap. And I'm sorry, I know I said I had nothing else to say, but Ruben, I'll let you go in a second, but I just have to say this as well. Oh, Adelaide. I mean, how many times are you just willing to have yourself disappointed by factions? The dollhouse crumbled and fell, leaving you in the ashes, and you think building it back up with a fetus cult is going to do anything for it? Again, it's that cute word. But now it's not cute. It's just sad. And what's even sadder is the fact that this faction seemed to sprawl up because they just desperately want to take us down. That's all I heard from the promo. Let's take down the League of Shadows. Let's challenge them. And as the kids say, bruh, just, calm down. You children, I understand what it's like to be young and hungry and feisty, and you just want everything now. Calm down. Earn your merits, earn your wins, and then maybe, further along we go, then you'll have an opportunity to face us. But until then, I mean, join Death Proof in another faction that is built together just to the sole purpose of taking us on. It's sad, really. It's sad. Ruben, what do you got?
No, I'm going to keep it brief, simple, because I don't want to waste my time on a group of babies, and that's exactly what they are. They're a bunch of crying, whining babies in a little group together, and they think that maybe if these babies group up together, they can take down a faction that has been running this league since the beginning. But straight up, everyone keeps calling us irrelevant. Everyone says that we're just an annoyance to everybody. Yet, last I checked, 2-3 different factions literally pulled together because of us, because they want to challenge us, because they want to face us and take us on. We're the reason why those factions are forming, and that is a truth that no one wants to believe. We're the cause of all this. And we're the true one superior faction in this league. So don't come into our territory, don't come into our domain thinking you can just take over and snap your fingers and everything's going to just dust away, because that's not going to happen with the League of Shadows. So I just say, bring it on, all of you. Your way, get into a match with one of us, and then we'll go ahead and embarrass you in front of everybody.
I have to give you gentlemen credit, because there's always a lot of chirping going on in the in-character channel on Discord, and it's always directed at you. You're drawing all the attention, so you guys obviously are doing something right, whether it's through your play or through the tremendous promos you guys are cutting. But the three of you are doing such a fantastic job that everyone's taking pot shots at you on the in-character channel. That's got to feel a little good.
Yeah, it's Ruben said it best. It's hilarious that the word they keep using for us is irrelevant. Yeah, we're irrelevant. The one that's constantly being talked about. We happen to have a champion in our. There you are. We happen to have a champion in our faction. Okay, do they have any champions? No. There is no Geektacular champion. Yes, any three of us have the biggest and greatest opportunity to become the Geektacular champion. It's most certainly going to happen. And, as far as the singles division, I don't know who holds the belt with that. Do we have a singles belt holder there, Corey?
Yes, we do. Currently, Jake Marinoni holds that belt, although he'll be defending it here this week in a match that's going to drop against Michael Campbell.
Of course, Maringoni. So, there you go. It's just, they irrelevant, please.
Well, and I will say that two members of Fetus Cult are in the top 10. Of course, Thomas Scully, #1 ranked competitor in the Geektacular division. And then Caleb Boatman is in at number 10. And you got to go a little ways down. We had Albert Wiradharma just lost a match here not that long ago. He's down at 15. And Cameron Holzman is actually debuting in a match that we're recording this Monday night against Dave the Gopher Ulfelder. So we'll see how that one shakes out for him. But they had talked about matchups on their show last week. Is there anybody in particular, say Mark, Joe, and Ruben, you guys like to match up against in Fetus Cult?
I mean,
Joe?
I think all of us.
shouldn't go out.
I think all of us would probably say Thomas the Warhawk Scully, but I'd also like to play Caleb Cohart at one point. Like I said, we want challenges, so for me, it's always going to be their highest ranked competitor and the highest ranked competitor, and that's Sky.
All right, Mark, do you have any preference?
Yeah, just like Joe said, I mean, their biggest weapon is the Warhawk, and all respect to that kid. He knows his stuff. He's earned his spot in the rankings for a reason. So to play him one-on-one would be an absolute thrill, an absolute challenge for sure. The rest of them, nah, I'm not worried about it. Whatever.
And you, Ruben?
Well, it's no surprise and secret that I am known as the Kingslayer, and everyone keeps telling me how I have yet to earn that title. Well, it seems that there is a mad king over inside the Fetus Cult, and I have no problem proving to everybody that I am the one true Kingslayer. So yeah, I would love to take on Coho. I faced Scully before. Yes, he beat me. I have no problem admitting that. But I would love to take on Coho one day, because I would like to actually slay a real mad king.
Well, you wouldn't be slaying a real king. You'd be slaying a boy playing a king who wears a crown of, I'm pretty sure he doesn't know what character's crown actually wears that. So that'll be really funny. I actually very much want to see that. I want to see you destroy that kid so bad. So maybe if he earns a shot, if he can, beat somebody in the Geektacular division, that's supposedly not better than him, then maybe he'll get that shot. Maybe. We'll see.
At 1 and 2, he's going to have a good showing in World War Geek to maybe justify that match. And speaking of World War Geek, Ruben, you touched on this right at the beginning of the show. There's no friends. There's no stablemates really in World War Geek. It's every man for himself. As a group, how are you preparing for the big event?
Yeah. So obviously only one person walks away with that title. However, we have enough respect for each other that if either one of us win the championship, we'll be happy for each other. We just want to make sure the belt stays inside the League of Shadows. It was the same thing with the Star Wars Championship with Joe and I. We were both in that match. We were both going forward. We fought hard for it. But at the end of the day, we were just happy that one of us walked away with the title. It's going to be the same thing with World War Geek. Yeah, we're doing our own study sessions because we're working on our own game because, we're competitors. We want to compete against each other. But then, hey, we will be happy as long as one of us three has that title. Joe, Mark, you guys have something you want to say?
Yeah, I just think that, we do. The good thing about being in a team and being in a faction is that you can analyze each other. There might be something that you haven't realized that you actually have a weakness in and something that you need to strengthen up. And that's where the faction mates come in. You can go away, you can do your own personal study in the areas you're weak in, and then you come back, we get together, we have our training sessions, and we can put these questions to each other to make sure that we are as strong as we can possibly be.
Mark, anything to add?
The most entertaining thing about this upcoming World War Geek event, as it were, the most entertaining thing you're going to want to see is the strongest competitors going round after round after round until there's only one left. And I guarantee you, there is nothing that's going to be more entertaining than watching the League of Shadows completely take it all down. Like, everyone wants to see that. Yes, we are a faction. We are a team. We come together. We know our strengths. We know our weaknesses. We study up. But as the boys just said, we go our own way because we have to get into our own headspace to play a game where it's one man versus all. But come on. You all want to see the League of Shadows go the distance in this match. You all want to see it. You're all probably going to see it. I'm just going to throw that out there, especially since we already know I'm one of the later entries. And all I have to say to those people who come up against me, you better be on your absolute A game, because if not, you are done. And so I look forward to seeing my boys at the table already waiting for me.
I imagine you're going to see what the benefit of having a group is going to be like in World War Geek, whether it's Circo Magnifico or Death Proof or Fetus Cult or the League of Shadows. Just the fact you can study together and prepare, because all the categories are randomized. I know because I did it myself. You don't know what category is going to get called in any given round. And question difficulty ranges from 2 to 3, and there's even a few 5s in there just for good measure. So the fact that you have study partners is really going to be huge, I think, for World War Geek. And Mark, you mentioned your number, and I'm glad you did, because whenever a guest comes on Geek Center leading up to the big event, I reveal one of their numbers for the big event, and we're going to do the exact same thing here tonight. For one, Joe Hot Fuzz Farrelly.
Hey, I changed.
So, Mark,
I sent David a new image.
Yeah, oh, sorry. I didn't get the new image before I got that made up. My apologies. All I'm doing is screwing up this week. Fire me.
No, you're fine. No. You're good. You're good, Corey.
So, picture aside, Mark, I believe you were number 27, if I remember correctly.
I am 27, yes.
27 out of 36. So, Joe, Farrelly, let's see where you are going to enter in World War Geek. I really should shorten this animation, but the suspense is killing me. Oh, we stopped at 14, but we're coming down to 28.
Oh,
You are the spot above Mark Kmeyer.
I'll see you at the desk.
I shall see you. Well, I should hope I see you at the desk.
You can almost guarantee it, I think, that Mark and Joe will be on the desk at the same time. Number 28, Joe, how are you feeling with that number?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. There was a different league where I played in a similar format, and I drew the number 5. This is definitely much more preferable.
Oh, yeah.
Not so much because you want to come, because you're not. I don't think everyone wants to come in really late, and no one wants to win a title on one round. I think you want to come in at a point where you can answer a good amount of questions, prove your knowledge, but also not come in at such an early point where you're so spent by the end of it that even though you know the answers, you've just answered so many questions, you just start to lag and feel tired. And I think, 28 is a really good number, and I'm definitely looking forward to coming on right after Mark up there.
Well, and good luck to, that's now 2 top 10 contenders within, they're right after each other, 8 and 9 points away from the end of World War Geek. So, Ruben, you got to be pretty happy with how your boys are making out here on the draw. It's been very League of Shadows friendly so far.
Yeah, it's because the league, you, and everybody out there knows that we're the one superior faction out there. We deserve this. We earned this. And I'm so happy for both of them. My dream, my goal in this competition, this World War Geek coming up, is I want to see the 3 of us in the final round together, entering the final set of questions together, and battling it out for the champ. That's my dream. If I can see that happen, I'll be ecstatic. That's all I want. I don't even want to win the title. I just want to see us 3 in that final set of questions together.
Well, we don't know your number yet, Ruben. You could be number 36. You could have to pull a Bibiani. Maybe you drew number 2. We'll find out in just a few short weeks. Gentlemen, you got anything coming up or anything you'd like to promote? Mark, I know you've been a busy guy on the podcast front lately.
I have. I've met with a few other people that we're familiar with in the podcast space. We've got a new network, the Feeding the Monster podcast feed, and we have a variety of different shows, but our main show is Are We Wearing Pants? And you have to figure out which one of us is or isn't. But there's also, we talk about a lot of other things as well, but do go to the Feeding the Monster podcast feed, subscribe, share, have fun. It's all about fun. And you can find me there. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mark the Bat, and across the various movie trivia leagues, I am there.
Great. Joe, you got anything coming up or anything you'd like to promote?
Well, ditto with what Mark said, you can find me across all the fan leagues as well, Joe Hot Fuzz Farrelly, and on Twitter at Joe Ed Farrelly. Also got a new show coming soon with David the Spaniard Garcia. It's called And Your Winners. It's basically a little show where we take our favourite franchises, mostly from the geek divisions, and just find some silly awards and take some nominations from our fellow followers. But just before we move on to promotion, I did also just want to look at it is Geek Center. I just wanted to give a big round of applause to Andrew and Garth for their match. It was fantastic and great to be on the desk for. And I thought it was a great match, and really glad for Andrew to get herself into World War Geek.
Excellent. Ruben?
I'm pretty simple, pretty basic. I just compete in the fan leagues. I love competing, so you can find me in just about every fan league. I'll be debuting in Full Metal very soon. I've already filmed that match. You'll see it posted hopefully soon. So just catch me in other fan leagues competing. Doing what I love, which is competing in geek-related movies. So.
Perfect. We're recording a couple of geek matches this weekend.
Yep.
You should be made aware of, all involving
It's
rookies to our
exactly
league.
like that.
Colton Roberts is taking on Tony Helm in a match we're recording tomorrow, and Cameron Holtzman taking on Dave Ulfelder that I mentioned earlier. We'll be taping that on Monday. They'll air next week. Of course, check out the Andrea and Garth match. Really competitive match, a lot of fun. 2 0-1 competitors. One of them got their first win, and it was really a lot of fun to be there for. Gentlemen, I'd like to thank you very much for joining me on Geek Center this week, and I wish you all the best of luck in World War Geek. Mark and Joe, you probably don't need that much luck, considering where you drew. But anyways, thank you and good luck. And I'd like to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week on Geek Center.
Wash your hands.